Okay, so here's another problem we're going to look at, and our process for today is to rewrite quadratic equations from standard form into vertex form. I put f of x here this time so that you're not thrown off should you see it. I want you to understand they're both output, f of x and y as well. Sorry about my dog drinking water. All right, so we're going to add 1 to both sides here, just so you can focus yourself on that one side of the equation. So we're going to have f of x plus 1, and this right side here is going to be x squared plus 7x. Now that guy's odd, and I know that a lot of kids like to just go to 3.5 and then square it. It does get a little tricky though when you go into the binomial form. So like to leave it as 7/2 squared, I think I like a little bit better. So if you do that, you'll have 49 over 4 here. And then we're going to add that 49 over 4 on the other side as well. Okay. So when we open this up, we're going to have 7/2 here. You take the square root of x squared, you get x. You take the square root of 49, you get 7. Square root of 4 is 2. So this is a perfect square trinomial. Now over here, this 49 plus 1, we can go on ahead and change this to 4/4 if we want, and get to 53 quarters plus f of x. And then just subtract that constant from both sides. And you should have, now this you can obviously see as 3.5 if you want to. And 53 over 4 is 13.25. Now, I do like staying in fraction form from this step to this step. But once you're there, feel free to go on ahead and use what you're comfortable with. I'm going to go to my calculator right now and put in this function. So we're going to have x squared plus 7x minus 1. That was the original function. And can't really see too much of it there. I am going to put in, oh, I see what I did. I need to square that, sorry. All right, so there's my parabola. And if I want to see if the one I wrote is identical, then I should be able to put that in as well. And it should be the same exact function, you would think, right? So let's see if I've made any errors. And well, it doesn't look like there's any other guy hanging around, so they're probably sitting right perfectly on top of each other. And you can see that they're the exact same output. So I know now for a fact that this one in vertex form is equivalent to the one given to me in standard form. I'll also be able to tell you a couple of transformations as well. So this is 3.5 units to the left, and this is 13.25 units down. All right. Now, I just want to show you, let's see if we can do one coming off of our Delta Math program. So I kind of like this program. I like it a little bit better than the IXL because I don't have to give you that many, and I think you can see your mistakes. You also get a second chance to find some mistakes, which I like. So they're back on this using y as output. Okay. I'm going to pick up my pace a little bit on this, and I hope I can keep this steady for you. It seems like sometimes when I go to write, the camera focuses on my hand, so it gets blurry for a second. I apologize about that. I'm going to subtract that constant out from both sides first. Here's another one where we have this odd middle term. So you know you're going to take 1/2 of 9 and you're going to square it. So it's going to be 9/2 that gets squared. This is going to be 81 over 4. So you're going to add 81 over 4 to both sides. Okay, let's just give you a second to look at that, if it'll focus. There you go. All right, now, when I go to write this binomial squared, it's going to be x, because that's the square root of that. This is positive. Square root of 81 is 9, and this is 2. Okay? And now I've got this 81 quarters and this -9. So if I want to go into the fraction world, what I need to do is have 36 over 9 there. So then I have 81 minus 36 is 45 over, I'm sorry, that should be 4. So I have 45 over 4 plus y. This should be squared. And then I have x plus 9/2 squared. Now subtract 45 over 4 to both sides. And I should have y is equal to x plus 9/2 squared minus 45 over 4. Now, that's exact form. I mean, because these are both terminating, I could write them differently. But I'm going to show you some of the keys on the Delta Math here. But before I do, let's just make sure I have it right before I play around with Delta Math. So we're going to put in the original. So I was given x squared plus 9x plus 9. And then my version in Vertex form was x plus, I put my fractions into parentheses always, and that's squared. And I'm going to do minus, and I'll do 45 divided by 4. And let's see if I get the same exact parabola before I go into. So I don't see two different ones. So it looks like I might be right. And oh, look at that, the output is perfect. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to check and make sure, and just remember, guys, you're not solving anything here. What you're doing is rewriting. Boy, stop. I'm sorry. So what you want to do when you get to here is you're going to hit your keyboard here. And you're going to have parentheses. And you're going to put in your x. And then you're going to add, which is right here. And then you're going to now do the division. Like, so you go to do 9. And when you hit division, it'll fraction that up for you because a fraction is a statement of division, right? We're going to close this parenthesis. Sorry. We're going to move over on the outside of the parentheses and we will square it. And then it's going to be subtraction. And then we're going to do 45, and we're going to divide that by 4. Okay. So this is the keyboard and you'll get used to it. And basically what will happen is you'll put your answer in. It'll say, are you sure you want to? Of course, you're checking yours in your calculator, so you know yours will be right. And then they kind of explain everything for you here. Should you be wrong or just want to see another method, you can look at it there. All right. So I'm just going to stop this one here and amp up the difficulty a little bit.